Today, I'm going to share with you tips on what to do with those hypnosis clients who don't really give you that much detailed answers. You know, the 1 to 2 word answers, and you want to get them more, but they're just not revealing anything to you. They're a little bit resistant. So, several tips here. Some of them are going to be very ballsy, so strap on tight. And the really first thing that you want to look at is your pricing. Your pricing comes into a big factor here because a client who is either free or is only paying, say, $50 for your session, are they really going to have that much skin in the game for them to really dig deep into those knots that you want to go with, right? Um, that is something that most people kind of skip out on and miss. But if you were charging, $50 per session, then there's really not much skin in the game there for them. So don't be surprised if those clients just give you 1 to 2 word answers. Just that motivation isn't there, and that's why it's not really your fault that you're not getting deeper. There's just not enough skin in the game for those types of clients. So check your pricing first. And that's why in ACH, we charge our clients based on the result that they want to get at the end of our session. And so because ACH is so powerful and transcends, the results transcend to other areas of our lives, we actually charge our clients at least $1,000 per result. And so when someone pays you that amount, then there's a lot of skin in the game, right? And that in and of itself shows you their motivation. If someone is willing enough to spend that money to get rid of their problem, that you know that they'll have their motivation and they're more likely to give you more detailed answers. Not all the time, because there will be some resistance still, even with that price. But they're more likely to be more motivated when they come into your sessions. And so the second thing that you want to consider is are they resistant? Because they're just, being resistant. They're that type of person, or are they resistant because they're protecting themselves? It's a self-protective mechanism as well. And if so, that's how you can tell which avenue to go by. If a client is resistant because they just are resistant and they don't want to change for some reason, meet them where they're at. This is an ACH principle. So if they're giving you attitude, give the attitude back, right? Meet them where they're at. And sometimes you could just say, you're giving me 1 word answers here, I need you to open up more so I can help you. This is for you. And really just call them out, right? Just call them out. Um, you know, and sometimes just the fact that you're calling them out is going to be a pattern from what they're used to, and that's going to, sometimes be in your favor. But for the most part, calling someone out and meeting them at their resistance can really, really help. This was very effective in my nursing days when I had patients who were very resistive, right? They were give some patients would give me attitude, I would give them attitude back. And that is obviously within ethical realms. But that worked a lot. So this is a basic principle of humanity where sometimes we just need to meet a person exactly where they're at for them to open up with us and establish that trust. But if there is some sort of unconscious resistance or conscious resistance that is more of a safety mechanism, then that is something that you want to converse about, right? It is through conversation. It is through not giving your client suggestions. Suggestions just bring up that wall of resistance. And instead, by being curious, we're actually going to help our clients to reduce that wall of resistance because we're really just asking our clients questions. And when we're curious and genuinely curious, that's a caveat, be genuinely curious about the problem. It makes them feel seen and heard. And when we feel seen and heard, we are more likely to give more detailed answers. So just to summarize the 3 things is make sure your pricing is adequate. And number two, make sure that what was number two? Drawing a blank. Number two is meet a client where they're at, where they're resistant. And number three, curious. Act with curiosity and display curiosity whenever you're asking questions, because that just opens up for them to trust you and give you more detailed answers to help themselves.